Look what my buddy Jeff sent me. A sound deadening foam. But since we were last here, we've got the wood finished off in the back, so I'll show you that. Look at that, one side, the other side. Obviously that's a door, so I'm not going to do that. Yeah, you can see where we improved as we went along. This one is not so nice. This is the first one we did. This one, getting better. And then this one is just so good. Look at that. Look at that. Fitted. Look at that. Oh, yeah, that's pretty nice, I reckon. So next thing is with the sound deadening foam, to get this piece here covered, this wheel arch. Not sure if I use it on the floor or not. But yeah, apparently this is do good for getting rid of the road noise and providing a bit of extra insulation. I might put a bit of that bubble wrap stuff over it as well. See another one on the other side to do too. Got this stuff on Amazon. You'll see how good it is. Come on. Alright, I'm turning the camera off. Right, so I've done the first one. Made some mistakes along the way, but actually it fits quite nice and it's going to be under a shelf anyway. So it's got this amazing property where it only sticks to the stuff you don't want it to stick to and doesn't stick to the stuff that you do want it to stick to. I had to use a little bit of contact adhesive to stick it down, but didn't really like that either. But hey, I'm pretty happy with how it's all come together, and you're not really going to see this, so hopefully it'll function. I might show you what I'll show you my revised method on the other side. Right, so first thing I'm going to do is fill in these shallow bits here. Oh, a bit of concrete on that. Fill in these shallow bits around here just so there's no dipping and diving. I was using the offcuts from before, which is helpful. Because this is going underneath and these wheel arches are already a bit smacked up anyway, I don't worry too much about using a knife on them to cut stuff. Couple bits there that just don't want to stick. I'm not sure if it's because it's dusty and I should have cleaned it better or something, but oh well, it'll get stuck down by a bit on top of it in a sec. Right, so the next step I'm going to do, I'm going to try and cut some angled bits, which will go just in these corners. Doesn't matter too much if it doesn't perfectly go over this one, but I want it to at least go from here to up here, to like halfway along here, and I'll put another one over top. Right, so this bit's a bit more, well, a little bit less precise, but seems to be going alright. So yeah, just getting this corner in at the moment. There's something on this, it just does not want to stick down anything there. Oh well, we'll figure it out. Right, well, it's pretty dark over here, but we finished that last bit off. Let's take a step back and have a look at it. Nice. So I'm going to do a strip now, round the bottom, along there, and that should just round all that off. Just been measuring stuff with scissors, it doesn't need to be too accurate. So, what's that like? Half a blade, and I'll cut some in like that on from the roll. Alright, let's get this on. That's fun, not quite long enough. Right, I'll turn some light on because it's getting dark. Next thing I'm going to do, because it's just not quite fitting right, I'm going to take a knife and I'm going to run along that back band that I've just put down. Then I'll take it all up, and it just means that we've only got one layer on each of them. I just need to run over it one more time. Yeah, the metal, no, that's good. Cool. Alright, let's take that off again. We'll lay it back down in a sec. So I'm just sort of trying to take off all of this. Right, not particularly visible yet, but we'll get there. So I'm just taking off all of these bits. So the remaining stuff on there matches up with that strip that runs along the back. And then we haven't got anything overlapping twice. It should all like be butting up next to each other, which should be good. Cool, that's the last of that off. Oh, look at that. I think that's pretty good. Try and get a bit of a stretch on it. That's the way. No, it's not. Right, next up, gonna cut a sort of semicircle almost shaped piece to go from there and then run up around here, just on the flat, like sort of plane of it. Yeah, hopefully. Am I right on this? Yes. Use a bit of this to create my template. That'll do. Let's cut it out with scissors, just so I can put it up here and make sure I haven't been stupid. And yeah, I think that still looks good to me. Here's a nice little transition of me having cut out the bit of foam to go here. Then I'm going to trace around it again and peel off all the sort of excess where it's sticking on twice. Cool. Sound of that Toyota Igo. Right, nice little bit of this where it's done want to stick down, I reckon. Right, so all in all, this first one actually might have been the way to go about it better, even if this seam in the middle is a little bit unsightly. So yeah, I stuck two pieces down this way, one up here, one over the curb, and then I cut into each one around where it curved, slid it down. Where they overlapped, I sliced along the middle and then pulled out the bits so it wasn't overlapping anymore. And that seems to work quite nicely actually. On the other hand, I've just shown you how I did it over here. There's a few more layers, so it might be a bit more noise, like soundproofing, but it doesn't really look as pretty. The foam's pretty rigid, and in some places it didn't really want to stick. So I'll handle that. I'll make sure it's got some sticky stuff underneath it if it continues to want to like rise up. But yeah, it's not the end of the world. None of this stuff is going to be seen anyway, because it's all going to be underneath sort of the internals of the van. So as long as it does its job, as long as it does its function, then we're happy days. I might see if I can get some tape or something like that, some sort of sticky stuff. Like, I don't know, it seems like I want to be able to put like paper mache or something over it. But if I could put something like that over it, then it would look a lot better as well. Oh well, we'll see. It's not the end of the world. Right, it's getting cold, so I'm going to turn this off. Turn this off. There we go. And I'm going to call it a night.